What is going on, Cuse Nation? Welcome back to yet another edition of Bleed Orange. My name, Landon Cook, as always, and thank you for watching. Today, we'll be taking a look at the right side of our bracket, as this is a part 2 to the March Madness Predictions 2021 Division 1 Men's Basketball Championship March Madness bracket. In the left side of the bracket, for the west and east side of things, we had Iowa and Texas in the Final Four. Gonzaga got knocked out by Virginia. Georgetown won the first round. A few upsets up in there, but mainly a 3 seed and 2 seed in the Final Four. Now, as for your South and Midwest side of things on the right side of the bracket, you have for your first game Baylor and Hartford. Now, Baylor's a great team. I don't trust the Big 12, to be honest with you. They are a very outstanding team. They're going to win a few games in the tournament. But Baylor is a team to watch out for to get out if you want to see a 1 seed get out. Baylor is going to beat Hartford. Watch it be close for about 10-15 minutes, and then they'll break away like most 1 seeds do against 16 seeds. Baylor is going to get out before most other teams. Baylor will beat Hartford. They will advance to the second round on March 21st. Today is the 19th. They will all play today. All of these teams that I announced will play today. North Carolina and Wisconsin. Now, this is a good game, a toss-up matchup. 8 seed versus 9 seed. Who do you take? Now, statistically, 9 seeds have a better record in March Madness throughout all the years than 8 seeds have. But hey, it's a toss-up matchup, 60-40. Who do you got? I have Wisconsin taking down the North Carolina Tar Heels in the first round. Now, Carolina's got a lot of good players. They got Baycott. They're just really big, and they will play good, but Wisconsin's going to shock them a little bit. Villanova and Winthrop. Now, Nova is not the normal Nova that you're used to seeing. Now, they might win. They statistically, mostly all the time, win in the tournament, no matter how good they are. They're a 5 seed going against a very good and powerful Winthrop 12 seed. So watch out for them. I have Winthrop taking down Nova. Nova was 16-6 on the season in the Big East, and Winthrop is 23-1 on the season. Seeding varies based on what conference you come from and if you won your tournament or what. So Winthrop 23-1, beating Villanova. Now, next game, we have Purdue and North Texas. This is a 4 seed game against a 13 seed game. So I have Purdue winning this game. I just believe that Purdue's a really good basketball team, and they have potential to go far in this tournament. They are beating North Texas, not a very good 13 seed if you were to choose one. I just have Purdue advancing in this one. Now, after that game, you have Texas Tech and Utah State. Texas Tech is a good team. Utah State is a good team. They were on the bubble. I don't think they deserve to be an 11 seed. They should have, at least gotten the bye. They deserve to at least play in the first 4. I think Michigan State or UCLA or even like a team like Wichita State or Drake should have been in front of them. So, as we all know, the first 4 was yesterday. I got 3 out of 4 games right. I got the Michigan State-UCLA game wrong. I had Michigan State beating UCLA. Where were we? So, as for this game, I think Texas Tech is going to get hot. Utah State is a great team, great center. They got one really, really good player. But Texas Tech is really good also. They got a lot of sharp shooters. They can shoot around. Utah State's good defense. They're just a team fit to beat Utah State. So I have Texas Tech advancing. 3 seed versus 14 seed now. Arkansas versus Colgate. 14-1 on the season for Colgate. And Arkansas, a 3 seed, 22-6 on the season. I have Colgate shocking Arkansas in this game. They're really good at shooting the 3 ball. They can really work around a good defense. Arkansas plays to Colgate's weaknesses, if that makes sense. Now, Colgate can really pick out who this team is, what they're doing. I don't think Colgate should have been a 14 seed. They should have went up as a 13 seed. I wouldn't be surprised if Colgate goes out and wins this game. So then Colgate would go on to face Texas Tech in the second round. Next up, we have Florida and Virginia Tech. A 10-seeded Virginia Tech Hokies will go on to play the Florida Gators 7 seed. Now, as for this game, I have Florida winning this one. Virginia Tech not playing too great going into this one. Losing in the first game in the ACC tournament, not what you'd want to see. Losing to Duke, actually. No, they were out with COVID. I'm not too sure who they lost to, but they're not playing too good going into this tournament. So I have Florida, the 7 seed over the 10 seed, coming up big. Ohio State and Oral Roberts, 16-10 on the season for Oral Roberts. Ohio State 21-9. 2 seed Ohio State and Oral Roberts, a 15 seed. Oral Roberts is not a great basketball team. I'm going to have Ohio State go on and play Florida in the second round. That wraps up the South Conference. A brief showing you who we got in the second round. We have Baylor playing Wisconsin, Winthrop playing Purdue, Texas Tech playing Colgate, and Florida playing Ohio State. That's who we got in the second round. Moving down into the Midwest region with your Syracuse Orange. Now, Syracuse on a hot streak. We're not to their game yet, but this is their region. Illinois, 23-6 on the season, coming out of the Big Ten. The number 1 seed will go on to play Drexel, the 16 seed, 12-7 on the season. I got Illinois in this one. It might be close for a little bit, but they'll break away. Loyola Chicago and Georgia Tech. This is going to be a great game. Make sure to tune in for this one. 24-4 Loyola Chicago, 8 seed, and Georgia Tech, a 9 seed. The ACC champion. That's how you know the committee thinks fondly of the ACC. A 9 seed is our ACC champion. Well, Virginia did have COVID, and so did Florida State did not play. Lots and lots of this, that. Next up, I have Loyola Chicago winning that game, by the way. So they will go on to play Illinois in the second round. Tennessee and Oregon State. Oregon State's a good team. I think they're really good, actually. They could make a run, but nope, not anymore. I have Tennessee sweeping them. 5 seed will beat the 12 seed here. I think fondly of Tennessee. Oklahoma State and Liberty. Now, Liberty is a good basketball team. This is the 13 seed I was talking about, but I don't think they're good enough. I think Oklahoma State could make a slight run in this tournament. Oklahoma State advances to the second round. The big one, San Diego State, 23-4, the 6 seed. Going on to play the 11 seed Syracuse Orange, 16-9 on the season, and will be playing a red-hot San Diego State Aztecs team. The last time these two teams met was on the aircraft carrier, and the Orange defeated the Aztecs on a windy day on a boat. That was the last time those two teams met. San Diego State has won their last 14 straight games. Matt Mitchell, the star for the Aztecs, will be looking to defeat the Orange tonight, but I say no. And you know, on the Bleed Orange Network, we are not biased, even though I am a Cuse fan. We are not biased on here. I have the Syracuse Orange and their 2-3 zone defeating San Diego State in a close game, advancing to the second round. West Virginia and Morehead State. West Virginia is a great basketball team. They're a 3 seed playing the 14-seeded Morehead State. Now, Morehead State is always a good basketball program. They never fail. They're never a bad program. They do play in a bad conference, which doesn't help, but they are a great team. Not a great team, a good team. A good team capable of beating a 3 seed. And that is why I have Morehead State 23-7 on the year, 14 seed taking down the 3 seed 18-9 on the season. West Virginia and advancing to the second round in March Madness. So Morehead State would go on to play Cuse in the second round. Now, moving down and towards the end of the first round here, of the round of 64, we have Clemson and Rutgers. Rutgers, who beat the Orange earlier in the season by a few, were ranked at the time, not ranked anymore. 15-11 out of the season out of the Big Ten, playing Clemson. 16-7 on the season. The Orange beat them a few games ago, right before the ACC tournament, and could have met them in the semifinals of the ACC tournament, but lost on a shocker to the Cavaliers. Now, I have Rutgers winning this game just because they're from a better conference, better wins, and Amir Sims and the Clemson Tigers have not been playing their best basketball, losing to Georgia Tech. Not good. No, actually, no, they lost to Miami. They made a little run in the ACC tournament. They could have took an at-large bid from the Orange, but thank God they didn't. In our last game, we have Houston versus Cleveland State. Now, I had Cleveland State winning in my first bracket. I feel like 8 brackets here, just so I can get the best content out for you guys. I have Houston winning this game after further thought, 24-3 on the season, going on to play Cleveland State. I don't have a 2 seed beating a 15 seed this year, I don't believe. Nope. No, I do not have a 15 seed beating a 2 seed this year. Houston will advance to play Rutgers. Now, a brief go over of the whole entire first round to see who the second round matchups are projected to be. I have Baylor playing Wisconsin in the second round. Winthrop beating Purdue. Winthrop playing Purdue. Texas Tech playing Colgate. I have Florida playing Ohio State. I have Illinois playing Loyola Chicago. Tennessee playing Oklahoma State. I have the Cuse playing Morehead State. I have Rutgers playing Houston. That is the whole second round from the South and Midwest region. If you were wondering, Landon, why aren't you going over this side of the bracket? Go to my last video, part 1 of this, and we'll be breaking down that side of the West and East left side of the bracket, all the way down to the national championship. As for predictions for the second round of this projected side, I have Wisconsin shocking Baylor in the second round. This will be the 1 seed that falls in the second round. I have Wisconsin beating Baylor. I don't think Baylor's as good as everyone thinks. They're from the Big 12. How could they be? Winthrop and Purdue. I have Purdue taking down Winthrop in this game. Winthrop, they did good enough. They beat Villanova in the first round. And now Purdue's just a better basketball team. Advancing to the Sweet 16 is Purdue. And will go on to face Wisconsin. Texas Tech versus Colgate. Now, Colgate is a good team. They shoot the 3 ball well. They're just not good enough to advance to the Sweet 16 as a 14 seed. I just have Texas Tech and their hot sharpshooters taking down the Red Raiders of Colgate. Florida and Ohio State. Florida's a good basketball program. They do have a few minor COVID issues. Just a few, one player, but and then they're playing Ohio State. Ohio State's a really good basketball team. Almost took down Fighting Illy in the Big Ten championship the other night on Selection Sunday, right before the selection show. I have Ohio State beating Florida and advancing to the Sweet 16 to play Texas Tech. Loyola Chicago and the 1-seeded Fighting Illy of Illinois. I have Illinois advancing and beating Loyola Chicago. They could have went far if they were, say, a 10 seed. I don't like how the seeding is because if you were an 8 seed, if you beat the 9 seed, you advance to play Illy, or a 1 seed or whoever it is. But if you're, say, you're an 11 seed, you don't have to play the 1 seed until the regionals, the Elite 8. So I don't know why the brackets are like that, but something maybe to fix in the future, but I don't mind it. My Orange are in the 11th spot. Next up, after Illinois beats Loyola Chicago, we have Tennessee and Oklahoma State. This is going to be one of the best games this year. I am already telling you this. A really good game. I have Tennessee coming up on top. The 5 seed advancing to the Sweet 16. Next up, you have your Syracuse Orange and Morehead State, the 14 seed, on a hot streak, just had taken down the West Virginia. And let me tell you, Morehead State's a good program, but I just think the Orange are just going to take down Morehead State, a 14 seed. Can't really figure out the zone, not from a great conference. Maybe next year they'll advance. Rutgers and Houston, another great game. I have Houston getting knocked out in the second round this year to Rutgers, and I have Rutgers advancing to the Sweet 16. Now, those were all your regions, South and Midwest. I am going to break down what my Sweet 16 looks like. Wisconsin and Purdue, Texas Tech and Ohio State, Fighting Illinois and Tennessee, and then Cuse and Rutgers. That is who I have for my Sweet 16. As for predictions for the Sweet 16, we'll start on the top from the South region. Wisconsin and Purdue. Purdue is a good basketball team. Really slept on basketball team. They should have maybe took the place of a 3 seed from, I believe, maybe Texas. But although they did make it to the Final Four. But I have Purdue going to the regionals right now. Wisconsin will fall to Purdue, and Purdue will advance to the Elite 8. One more, and maybe they'll go to a Final Four. Texas Tech against Ohio State. A really, really good basketball game right here. Ohio State's a great basketball team. Texas Tech is a good basketball team with really sharp shooters. They made a run. Texas Tech did make a run. But I have, unfortunately, Ohio State taking down Texas Tech and advancing to the regionals. That is it for your South side, Purdue and Ohio State in the Elite 8. Illinois and Tennessee. This is going to be a good game. This is also going to be a really good game. The 5-seeded Tennessee will, unfortunately, they'll fall to Fighting Illy as they will go to the Elite 8, Illinois, for the first time in a long time. And then you have Cuse and Rutgers. Syracuse may have the easiest schedule out there so far this year in this tournament. I have the Orange taking down Rutgers. They made a big run. They were only 15-11. They did play in a tough conference, but still. Rutgers falls to the Cuse. The Orange advanced to the Elite 8. Now, a brief summary. For the South, the 2 teams remaining is Purdue and Ohio State. From the Midwest, the 2 teams remaining is the Illinois Fighting Illy against the Cuse. We'll start up top at the South, Purdue and Ohio State. This is going to be a great game, a really outstanding game. I have Purdue going to the Final Four in Indianapolis. This is going to be a great game. Make sure to tune in for this game if it's Purdue and Ohio State, because I'm telling you that I'd love to watch this. Purdue's just got a good basketball team. Solid. Good enough to play 3 times a week, 4 times a week. They're a great basketball team. As for your Midwest region, the champs out of the Midwest region will be Illinois going against the Syracuse Orange. The Orange did make a run, making it all the way to the Elite 8. Who knows? They could win it. But I have to go against my Orange here and have Illinois advance to the Final Four. Now, from your South, representing, we have Purdue. And representing the Midwest region, you have Illinois. The winner will go on to face Iowa in the national championship. I have the Fighting Illy advancing into the Natty Championship for the first time in a long time. Gonna be a good one. Iowa and Illy, national championship. Lots have went down. let's go over our 4 teams in the Final Four. Iowa, a great team. Texas, a great team. Iowa has been a 2 seed. Luka Garza, the star for Iowa. Texas, a 3 seed, taking down Abilene Christian, BYU, Bama, and Michigan, getting to the Final Four. The winner of this game, I had Iowa getting to the national championship. Iowa, in my bracket, had to beat Grand Canyon, Oregon, Kansas, Virginia. And boom, Final Four. And then I had Iowa taking down Texas, getting to the national championship. On the right side of things from the South region, I had Purdue going to the Final Four. The teams they would have had to beat in my bracket is North Texas, Winthrop, Wisconsin, Ohio State, and then they're in the Final Four. As for Fighting Illinois, the 1 seed, they had to take down Drexel, Loyola Chicago, Tennessee, and Cuse, getting to the Final Four. I have going to the national championship, Fighting Illinois. For the first time in a long time, the national championship will feature Iowa against Illinois. And your national champion, I have the Iowa Hawkeyes and Luka Garza taking the trophy home from Indianapolis, Indiana. The final score prediction for this one, it will be a really, really close game. I have the Iowa Hawkeyes winning 72-69. 3-point game at the end. Illinois couldn't tie it to go into overtime. So that is what I have for you guys. I have Fighting Illinois going to the national championship. I have the Iowa Hawkeyes going to the national championship. And, of course, your winner, the Iowa Hawkeyes. Now, if you guys would like to see the left side of the bracket, please go check out my part 1. It's got all the insides, breaking down key players on teams and everything. You've got a breakdown of every single team on there. So if you want to go see it, make sure to go watch it right now. It's on my channel. And that is all I have for you guys today. As for my 2021 NCAA Division I Men's Basketball Championship Selection March Madness bracket. That is all I have for you guys today. In a few hours, we will be coming out with a very special edition of Bleed Orange on the Bleed Orange Network, featuring me and maybe a special guest breaking down the Syracuse Orange versus San Diego State Aztecs at 9:40 p.m. tip-off tonight and pregame on the Bleed Orange Network. Make sure to tune in. I will see you guys next time, and always remember, let's go Syracuse. See you guys.